Okay, let's dive in. Snakes. For so many people,
Yeah.
just saying the word, it brings this like shiver, right? This real gut reaction.
Oh, absolutely. Villains in stories, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a really deep-seated fear, often based on, well, not knowing the full picture.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing today. We're looking at some fascinating material to, get past that knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, our goal here is to sort of untangle the myths, look
Yeah.
at the benefits, their ecological role, the actual truth about them.
Think of it as your shortcut to understanding these, honestly, vital animals that just get such a bad rap.
And, I mean, where do you even start? Maybe with the big question, why are they even here? Why do snakes exist?
Right. And their history is just staggering. We're talking over 100 million years they've been around.
It's incredible longevity, an evolutionary success story, really.
Totally. Think about the adaptations. Losing limbs, that super flexible spine, those specialized senses they
They
had.
weren't just random tweaks. They were key to surviving, thriving,
Yeah, key advantages. But it's more than just survival, isn't it? The sources really point to their purpose.
Right. What role do they actually play? What happens if you, took them out of the equation?
Well, based on this material, it wouldn't be good. Ecosystems could really spin out of balance.
You'd see rodent populations just explode.
Exactly. Which means more disease, big problems for agriculture. They're kind of essential for keeping things stable.
Which leads right into that idea of them being ecological guardians, nature's pest control, basically.
Yeah, especially in places like farms and forests. So many species just munch rodents and insects.
Things that would otherwise wipe out crops or spread nasty stuff,
No.
they're doing that quiet work.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of the food chain, too.
They hunt, rodents,
Yeah.
birds, amphibians,
But they get hunted, too. Eagles, hawks.
mongooses, other snakes even. It's this dual role.
Keeps everything in check. Prevents one group from just taking over everything.
And there's another layer, ecosystem health. They often go after the weaker or sick prey.
Oh, interesting. So they kind of help weed out illness.
Yeah, basically. Reduces disease spread, keeps the gene pool strong for those prey animals. It's subtle, but important.
Okay, so they're vital, crucial even.
Yeah.
But let's face it, that fear is real for a lot of people. Are all snakes dangerous?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer, looking at the facts, is a clear no.
What are the numbers like?
Well, there are over 3,900 known species globally, give or take.
Wow.
And only around, say, 15% of those are venomous at all.
15%. That's much lower than most people probably think.
And way fewer than that are actually considered dangerous to humans, a tiny fraction, really.
And most snakes, they're not aggressive.
Not typically. Their first instinct is almost always escape, avoidance. They only strike if they feel trapped or, threatened,
You saw us.
stepped on.
Okay, and even the venomous ones.
Yeah,
The venom isn't all the same.
not at all. You've got neurotoxic venom that messes with the nervous system. Think cobras, kraits.
Right. Nerve signals get disrupted.
Then there's hemotoxic, that's more like tissue destruction,
Right.
breaks down blood cells, damages tissue. Vipers often have that.
Okay. And cytotoxic.
That causes damage right around the bite area, localized cell death, tissue damage.
But the main takeaway.
The main takeaway is that even the venomous ones are rarely a threat unless provoked. Seriously provoked. Understanding their behavior is key.
Okay, so most aren't dangerous. They'd rather avoid us. Where do they actually live? Where are they found?
Where aren't they found? Pretty much everywhere except Antarctica.
Obviously, every other continent.
Yep, rainforests, deserts, mountains, swamps, even in the ocean. Their adaptability is pretty astounding.
And some places, kind of snake hotspots, right?
Yeah.
Known for specific types.
Definitely. Australia comes to mind immediately, famous for having some of the world's most venomous snakes,
Yeah.
like the inland taipan.
Yikes. Okay. Where else?
India, you've got iconic ones like cobras and kraits. Africa, huge diversity, vipers, puff adders, the famous black mamba,
South America.
big constrictors there, boas, anacondas, and also things like bushmasters.
And even here in the U.S., we have our share. Rattlesnakes.
Cottonmouths, coral snakes, yep, they're truly global creatures.
Okay, so acknowledging that the vast majority are harmless, we should probably talk about the ones that do pose a serious risk, the really dangerous ones.
Right, it's important to be realistic. So based on the sources, let's look at a few of the most lethal. That inland taipan you mentioned in Australia.
Yeah, what's its deal? Most venomous.
By venom potency, yes. The material says one bite theoretically has enough juice to kill like 100 people.
Whoa.
But, and this is a big, but they are incredibly shy, live in remote areas. Bites are extremely rare, so potent, but not actually causing many deaths.
Okay, context is key. What about the black mamba? Africa.
Ah, the mamba. Known for its speed, potent neurotoxic venom, and, well, it can be aggressive if cornered. The sources mention it can be fatal really fast, maybe within 20 minutes without treatment.
That's terrifyingly fast.
It is. Then you have the king cobra, India, Southeast Asia.
The longest venomous snake, right?
Yep. And it delivers a huge amount of venom, apparently enough neurotoxin to kill an elephant, just sheer volume.
An elephant.
Wow.
Okay. Fer de lance, Central and South America.
Yeah, that one's responsible for a lot of snakebite deaths in its range, partly because it's often near where people live and it has potent hemotoxic venom. It can be quite aggressive.
Right. And one more, the boomslang.
The boomslang. In Africa, kind of unassuming looking sometimes, but its venom is nasty. Causes internal bleeding, hemorrhaging.
But again, bites are rare.
Very rare, unless it's handled or seriously provoked. Like most of these highly dangerous ones, they don't seek out trouble.
Okay, so the danger from a few is real, but it's definitely not the whole snake story. And maybe the craziest part is that this dangerous venom, it can actually heal.
It's amazing, isn't it? A total paradigm shift. Snake venom is this, like, treasure trove for medicine.
How so? Like anti-venom.
Well, yeah, starting there. Anti-venom is literally made using venom proteins, using the poison to make the cure.
That's wild, but it goes beyond that.
Oh, way beyond. Compounds from venom are in drugs we use now. Blood pressure medications, for example.
Wow.
Yep. And they're looking at venom compounds for cancer treatments, developing clot-busting drugs for stroke patients. It's huge.
So stuff that saves lives.
Absolutely. And it's pushing boundaries in neuroscience research, even helping find ways to manage chronic pain. This stuff designed to kill prey
Yeah.
holds keys to healing us.
Mind-blowing. Okay, so ecologically vital, medically promising.
Yeah.
Why are we so scared of them? This ophidiophobia thing.
It's a powerful fear. And there's that evolutionary theory,
See, the idea that early humans who were wary of snakes just survived better.
kind of avoid the danger, live longer, pass on those cautious genes. It makes a certain amount of sense, like an ancient survival instinct.
This sort of evolutionary memory. Okay.
But the crucial point, given everything else we know now, that fear shouldn't turn into hate or, wanting to kill them on sight.
Right. Ignorance feeds the fear.
Exactly. Education, understanding, that's how we learn to coexist. Move past the primal fear.
And honestly, when you do start learning, they're just fascinatingly weird creatures. Some of the facts are amazing.
Totally. Like how they smell. They don't sniff. They flick their tongue out.
Taste the air.
Basically. Collect scent particles, then stick the tongue onto an organ in the roof of their mouth. Tasting the smells.
That is so cool. And some can glide.
Yeah. The flying snakes in Southeast Asia, they flatten their bodies out, catch the air, glide between trees. Not real flight, but still.
Wild. What else?
Some don't lay eggs. They give birth to live young. Boa constrictors, anacondas. Lots of people don't realize that.
Live birth.
And heat vision. Some snakes, like certain vipers, have heat-sensing pits on their faces.
So they can see warm-blooded prey in total darkness.
Yep. Detect body heat. Incredible hunters.
Wow. So wrapping this all up, looking back at this whole deep dive, it's so clear they aren't the villains.
Not even close. They're, as the material puts it, sort of nature's silent enforcers. Regulators. Balancing ecosystems, driving medical breakthroughs, adapting in these crazy ways. Ancient survivors. So maybe next time, you hear snake, maybe that initial shiver is still there.
Probably. Can't undo evolution overnight.
Right. But hopefully there's also a bit of understanding now. Respect, even. Seeing them as complex, vital, not just scary.
Yeah. That shift in perspective feels really important. Protecting the planet means understanding all its parts, even the ones that slither.
Exactly. And, their story doesn't stop in the wild. The sources hinted at how they're adapting to us, to cities.
Snakes in urban environments. Wow. Okay, that sounds like a whole other deep dive.
Definitely one for another time.